Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing? We have 4 more Chapter 3 vessels to find. Although, I'm gonna have a shorter stream today too, so I don't know if I'll be able to get them all. Well, let's see how far we can get. Better to linger with your nightmares than to let them run wild. I think that means I need to get to the nightmare. It's either the nightmare or the razor. And then there are other ways to die to nature than to let it swallow you whole. So I need to die to the beast without letting her eat me. Okay. Well, the nightmare seems pretty straightforward. Let's try to get there. Let's see.
You're on a path in the woods.
Alright, I'm about to go to the nightmare. Can someone else do this?
You're the only...
Alright. Let's go. Well, thanks for telling me what to do.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted. The blade is your...
So, I think I can activate the nightmare regardless of whether I take the blade or not. The question is, does it actually change the nightmare's personality? I don't think it does, but let's just go for the gentle princess anyway. Lie, I'm here to save you.
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever.
Same line.
I see. You're trying to get her to lower her guard. It's a gamble, but it might work.
Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She's beautiful. I am begging you to stay.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
You were lying when you said you were here to rescue her, but regardless of your intentions, breaking her out of those chains would be a big mistake. Don't even...
Pretty sure that puts me onto the damsel, so let's talk a bit first.
Okay.
What have you been eating or drinking?
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
This is the only time this is... Okay, but actually, what...
What are you gonna do if I let you out of here?
She doesn't know. She knows what she...
Are you looking for the truth, or are you looking for the right? It's...
Alright. Alright. We're going to keep you locked up.
That seems like a pretty good compromise.
I don't think I could bear being down here that much longer.
Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out. So I'm the only one who liked that idea.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. It would make it easier for both of us if you'd help. But if you don't, I can promise that you'll regret that decision.
Are the voice lines different?
A choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
Between the gentle and the harsh princess, I wonder if that line just now was voiced differently. Oh, we can change our mind here. Alright, well, we need the nightmare.
I know you think this is some kind of fair compromise, but it isn't. No one. It's a chance we'll have to take.
Alright. Locking her up.
It'll be the death of all of us, but...
Alright. Threaten me all you want. All it does is ease my guilty conscience.
These are threats. These are promises. Sooner or later, you're going to have to sleep. And I'll make sure you never see the light of day again.
You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can and huddle up against the wall. You jolt awake in the middle of the night to silence in the cabin. The ruckus has stopped, and the door to the basement is ajar, its lock broken, and the table shoved out of the way. Where is she?
Thanks for helping me get out of that awful basement.
Like, this is what Poltergeist Princess, right? But the nightmare doesn't have quite the same vibe, and I think I would have preferred the nightmare to look more like this.
You try and stumble to your feet, but as the princess draws near, it's as though your body simply stops working. It isn't all at once. Whose side are you on? Yours, of course.
Okay. So here's the nightmare. Let's make a save here.
A terrible sense of deja vu. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's better. Shh. What? That's a very good question. Shit. I think you'll find yourselves very hard-pressed to keep any secrets from me. We could go back and forth on this forever, and it won't get you... Those are two very different questions, but fine. We couldn't trust either of you, and as far as I'm concerned, we still can't. All we did was lock her away. And how'd that work out for you? No comment. Well then, congratulations.
Talk about the princess with the paranoid around. She shut down my organs. What the hell am I supposed to do about that?
Like I said, if she killed you, it was probably because...
Okay. She's just a princess. How can you possibly justify saying that? She's clearly something far, far worse.
She is just a princess.
Okay. Who locked her there?
People locked.
Right.
Look.
I am special. Oh, we don't. We saw what happened to us last time. We need to leave. What are you into? What aren't you telling me?
Everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple.
All right, that's all.
Now, if you don't...
Let's go to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie. She will cheat. I don't think lying and cheating is a thing. She was very direct with us last time. Or at least she was direct with us after we decided to lock her away. It doesn't matter. Don't trust anyone.
Okay.
The interior of the cabin is plain, the smooth wood of the walls almost featureless. The only furniture of note is a lone table, knocked on its side in the corner of the room. A pristine blade stands between you and the open, inviting basement doorway.
I need to check the gallery again. Because I think what I need is how to not die to her right away. I need to somehow trap myself in here. So this one, set your nightmare loose upon the world. Get shoved into a bottomless pit. Slay your only exit. Oh, right. I was able to do that before. See what's behind the mask. Interesting. Okay. I feel like seeing behind the mask would actually get me an ending, which would be fun, but that's not what I'm going for right now. We'll see what we can do. Getting shoved into a bottomless pit seems like the way to go.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
There was a
just an
door.
empty frame. She's already gotten out, hasn't she? And she's ready for us. She's been waiting. Can't you feel her eyes on us? I'm going to need all of you to pull yourselves together. So deep breath in, deep breath out.
What about the mirror?
You're right. I was so stuck on... What are you two talking about? There isn't a mirror. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. We have to look at it. Unless that's what he wants us to do. And pretending it isn't there is a trick to get us to do exactly what he wants.
Oh, paranoid. I want to see how handsome I am.
We shouldn't waste time preening. I'm not lying to you. Maybe he's trying to keep us from looking because there's something horribly wrong with us.
Oh, paranoid.
No, there isn't something horribly wrong with you. You look exactly how you're supposed to look. Now stop second-guessing my every word.
The whole cabin's different.
He changed it, didn't he? It's like he's trying to make us doubt our reality. Calm down. Maybe the three of you just think everything is different because you haven't been here before. So focus up.
The eyes are still here. I forgot about them.
You walk up to the wall next to the empty basement door frame. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. Did he make it go away? Clearly there was something in there worth investigating if he wants it hidden so bad.
Okay. I think I may want to keep the blade. Because I think I want to get into a fight with the nightmare. But not kill her. So let's take it for now.
You reach down and pick the blade up off the floor. It would be good. Steel can't lie to us. Is it gonna be enough, though? Couldn't you have given us something else? Something, I don't know, better than a knife? Could we have a bomb?
Imagine if we had a bomb to kill the princess.
The blade is the only thing you need to finish your task. You're more than capable of pulling this off, so long as you don't lose faith in yourself. Those are the words of someone who knows he's sending us to our death. You cross over the threshold. More eyes, too. You never mention the eyes. The air seeping up from below reminds you of fresh lightning and static. Her cruel and playful voice prances up the stairs.
I didn't think you'd come back.
Okay, we need a game plan. Last time we were here, just being close to her was enough to kill us.
I think throwing the knife might be fun. How hard is it to throw a knife?
It can't be that hard, but then we'd lose our weapon. We'd have to make it count. Otherwise she'd be furious and we'd be defenseless. If a knife is even enough to do anything against something like her in the first place, it'll be enough.
Alright. Did I choose this last time where I basically said I don't know why you're all being such pessimists? I think I did because I was able to kill her. I don't know if it's chapter 3A, but it's the one that says be locked away with your nightmares. Oh, maybe I should just step into the void. Ooh.
You attempt to step off the stairs and into the pitch black surrounding them, but you're stopped by an invisible force. Why did you do that? What did you think would happen?
Breaking the script. I was curious.
Congratulations, you really lucked out. Of all the things that could have happened from stepping into a void, nothing is quite possibly the best outcome you could have gotten.
Okay, I'll try seeing behind the mask.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. As you emerge, you find yourself between two loose rows of white wooden planks, suspended in nothingness. She could be anywhere. Are you really not going to comment on how weird this place is? No, I'm not. Somebody needs to be the voice of reason here, and it certainly isn't you. Excuse me, I'm being incredibly reasonable. You're the one who's just matter-of-factly describing
How you
whatever the
doing,
hell we're
Dale?
looking at like it's an ordinary basement. We're going to die down here. I don't want to die again. Please stop saying that. You're only going to make things worse. Just pick a direction and start moving.
I wouldn't give it too much thought if I...
Alright. Last time I went left. Let's try going right this time. It probably doesn't matter.
Turn to the right. A faintly outlined path lies before you.
There you are. I told you I was going to find you.
As the princess approaches, your legs suddenly go numb. Your arms quickly follow. This is it, isn't it?
And you brought a little knife with you. Cute.
There has to be a way out of this. Think. Think! What did you do? Pull yourself together. She isn't supposed to be like this.
I wonder how many times I'll get to play with you before you break.
Your vision cuts out as your blood begins to coagulate. Heart. Lungs. Your lungs pull in a desperate gulp of air as your eyes shoot back open. What are you doing? I'm working. And then experience stops once more as your body reapproaches death.
I've got my coffee right here, Dale.
Okay, whatever you were doing, please just start doing it again.
Good way to start the morning.
You sure about that? You have seconds left. Yes, I'm sure. Heart. Lungs. Again, your eyes shoot open as you gasp for breath.
Can't decide what you want to do, can you? Oh well. Standing there gasping like a fish is more fun than dead.
She isn't attacking us. Nerves. Why? The why doesn't matter. She's already proven her ill intent. Nerves. Don't lose sight of your mission. Your weapon is still in your hands. Nerves. Heart. Lungs. Liver. Nerves. Heart. Lungs. Liver. Nerves. Heart.
Okay. I can remain with my nightmare, huh?
Nerves. Heart. Lungs.
Let's talk a little bit first.
Nerves. Heart. Lungs. Liver.
Why won't you finish me off?
Because I don't want to. And even if I did, I don't have to. Look at the way you're struggling to stay alive. It's taking everything you have to keep your heart pumping right now. And I'm enjoying the show.
Liver. The princess leans forward, bringing her masked lips close to your ear.
If I want to see you gone, all I need to do is break your concentration.
Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. She slowly runs her velvet glove across the base of your neck. It feels like static. And then... Shit, make her stop. Hey, snap out of it. Okay, deep breath. Deep breath, we're fine. Heart, lungs, liver, you're back. Lungs, liver,
One
nerves,
moment,
heart,
and
lungs,
then you're
liver,
gone.
nerves,
Just
heart, lungs,
like
liver,
that.
nerves,
Ah,
lungs,
and
liver,
there's the
nerves,
fear.
heart. She pulls away.
But that wouldn't be very fun, now would it? I've already done that.
Lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs,
What happened after you killed me last time?
heart, lungs,
I tried to leave while you suffocated, but that stupid cabin wouldn't let me.
lungs,
So I started to drag your body out with me, and then... Well, you died before I could get to the door. And then I was here, and now you're here too. I don't think I can move without you. And dead doesn't count. And as much as I love what we have going on, I have bigger plans than tormenting one poor little creature forever. I want to leave.
liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver.
If you need me alive, then why did you threaten me on the stairs? Why didn't you try being nice to me?
I am being nice. You're alive, aren't you?
Well, I guess that's true.
And you died of fright as soon as you saw me last time. I didn't think keeping you alive was an option. But it looks like that's not a problem anymore. At least not for me. You seem miserable.
Lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs.
I was sent here to stop you from destroying the world. I can't just let you leave.
Destroy is such an unenlightened way of putting it. So sudden, so violent, so little nuance.
Nerves, heart, lungs.
I'm not going to destroy the world, but I am going to hold it in my hands and squeeze it.
Ah,
Heart, lungs,
more themes of transformation.
heart,
I'm going to make it afraid, just like I've made you afraid.
Ooh.
lungs,
The world needs fear, doesn't it? Every terror I bring would make the good times so much better. Well, I'm practically doing a public good. So what harm is there really in letting me out?
Terrifying. People will die if you do to them what you've done to me.
But everyone dies eventually. They're all full of wet, writhing things, and in the end, each and every one of them gets unwound.
Oh.
And then those things get to become a new everybody. Just to come apart all over again. All I want is to be there for it. I want to watch it happen, and maybe do a little unwinding myself. Is that really so much to ask?
So she's asking to be destroyed as well. And if I let you out, what then? Do we go our separate ways?
No, definitely not. If you're what I need to leave this place, chances are you're pretty useful. I think I'll keep you right by my side. A little good luck charm to make sure I stay free. Don't worry, I'll make sure to take good care of you. I promise.
Oh, okay, she promised. Being around you's agony. I'm not going to stick around.
Oh, we both know that you don't have a say here, so you should just look on the bright side. I'm not sure what the bright side is for you, but I'm positive you can find it if you look hard enough.
Oh boy. You're... I might... I want to click this. I'll just die then.
And then we'll wind up right back where we started. Round and round we'll go. I wonder what will be different next time. Maybe you'll actually be able to move a limb. Who knows? But I'm always going to win.
Are you sure about that? Give it enough tries and I'm bound to win eventually. And maybe you don't get to come back like I do.
Is that a bet you're willing to take? Imagine climbing a mountain of lifetimes. And when you finally reach the summit, when you finally win, the only view you find is me.
I mean, that's true.
And then I push you, and you go tumbling all the way down those millions upon millions of battered and broken pieces of you that couldn't make the cut. What then? Would you have it in you to climb again? It sounds like a lot of effort for nothing. When instead we can just leave this place together, hand in hand.
You're a lunatic. You know that, right?
I am what I am, and right now, I'm in control. So, you might want to be a little nicer to me.
He raises one long gloved finger, its tip hovering just over your skin, seeming to enjoy the lingering threat. But she withdraws, sparing you another momentary glimpse of death.
Can you at least turn off this whole organ shutting down thing?
Like I said, I am what I am. It's not my fault that you can't handle being around me.
Alright. And what if... How about I just kill you instead?
The princess cocks her head, neck cracking uncomfortably, and you can't help but imagine a smile carve its way from ear to ear on the other side of her mask.
Thinking about that knife, are we? Put that little theory to the test. See how it plays out. But I don't think you're going to like what happens. Because even if you make me dead, you're not getting out of here. This place is mine. And I'm not giving you the stairs unless I'm leaving with you.
And what if I refuse to let you out? What happens then?
Then we're stuck down here together. Until you change your mind.
Static, and a skipped beat as she touches your shoulder and whispers in your ear. No! Heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart.
Or until your heart finally gives out. And then, when you die, I'll find myself somewhere new. And before too long, you'll be there too. That's how this all works, right? This doesn't end until you let me out. And a lot can happen before then. I'm sure I can get creative.
We don't have to be enemies. We can work together. We can be friends even.
I'm glad you're seeing things my way.
Alright, but I'm not... leaving with you.
Lungs, liver, nerves, heart,
Either I need to run or I need to remain, but I think it's remaining.
heart.
I'm not doing any of this, I'm not helping you leave, and I'm not gonna try and kill you, so do your worst.
Are you serious? Nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves. You fling the blade into the void, denying yourself the opportunity to ever slay her and finish your mission. Nobody's happy here, but maybe it's for the best.
You poor deluded thing. Do you think a single moment of bravery changes you into something you're not? I am what I am, and you're always going to be a coward.
So this is the route where everyone just thinks of you as a coward, huh?
She raises a hand
Huh?
to her mask and pulls it down. You don't get the chance to see what lies beneath before it envelops you.
Ooh.
Like a creeping mold, the complete reality of your existence threads its way through your mind. Birth, death, birth again, decay and bloom, a million stitches from a million microscopic wounds you've inflicted on everyone you've ever met, with every muscle you've moved and every word you've ever spoken.
We're becoming like the princess with our many, many arms. Interesting.
No.
Let me out.
Your existence hurts them.
Let me out.
A lonely soul in a room by itself, weeping. It lives for 80 years and then it's gone. And then it's there again.
What's that? A bicycle wheel, a ball, a chair.
Let me out.
A reprieve. A good life. Love. Children. A steady career. Recognition from your peers. Here one moment. Gone the next. The worms have found their orifices.
Oh. Okay, this is interesting.
Let me out.
Diagnosis. It forgets everything it is. Anger, rage, distance, poverty. The lonely soul is lonely again. Love turns to mockery. It dies. It is reborn. Worse. Lonelier.
Let me out.
No. What's happening to us?
Let me out.
This is all too much. I can't keep going.
Yeah. I probably would have never found this route on my own. As in, like, on my first playthrough. I don't think I usually do neutrality.
You can't keep going. Well, what are you talking about?
But he doesn't respond. Oh, okay, well, you're the coward, narrator. Heck.
Oops, I think I broke you. I'll see you soon. You'll know what to do.
Your body is dead, but you live on. Chapter 3. Chapter Infinite. The moment of clarity.
You're on a path in the... Shit. What the hell was that? Who are we? What are we doing?
Oh, we're in space.
There was a princess, I think. It's all so fuzzy. It hurts when I try to remember.
Oh, she just left us alone and let us die over and over again, huh?
You shouldn't know about the princess. At least, not until I... You've already been here, haven't you? I guess. It feels so long ago, almost like we've never left. We have to let her out. No, that's the opposite of what you're here to do. You have to slay her. Slay? We decided not to do that, didn't we? Yeah, we're supposed to let her out. It's really the only way this works out for us. If you think about it, she's the one with power here. Nobody else can do much of anything.
We always have a choice.
No, we were supposed to keep her trapped there forever. I think.
All the voices are here for a powwow.
We're supposed to be unfeeling, How many times do I have to tell you to snuff out your heart? We can't be unfeeling. Not when there's so much fear everywhere. There's nothing for us to do. We've already tried everything. We love her, so we have to set her free.
Everyone's here.
Can we love something that hates us? Can we love something that hurts us? To be given an ounce of kindness from something so cruel would be more pure than any other love. Why are there so many of us? There aren't supposed to be so many of us.
Oh, cheated.
This is bad. You need to get a grip. What did you let happen? How many times have you been here?
I think they're all wrong.
Of course we're wrong. She's the only thing that's right. Yes, obviously they're all wrong. What are you going to do about it?
Getting back to his earlier question, how many times have you all been here?
Many, 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 many times. It feels like we've been here forever. It also feels like we've barely been here at all.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, we just have to do what she says and then everything will be fine. It won't. It will be for us. She said so. You're part of everything. If things aren't fine for everything, they won't be fine for you.
Oh. This line. Literally, we are a part of everything. He cut everything into two. And then made us destroy the other part of everything.
There's no difference between fine and not fine. It just goes on and on.
But that doesn't make sense. I only remember being here twice before this, and some of you don't seem to remember being here at all. Was I here those other times? Did someone else make the decisions?
What does here even mean if you really think about it? Shut up. You were here.
Every single time.
You did your best, really. There's just a pecking order. And our cruel and beautiful goddess sits atop it, right where she's always belonged.
You're lucky. What I would give to be able to forget.
Oh. Oh, poor hero.
I've tried to keep them numb, but they're all too soft. A shame, really.
If I don't remember what I did, then it couldn't have been me that did it. Oh, that's not true. The point is that there's an infinite cycle of death and rebirth. Alright, let's say it anyway.
Don't think about that too hard. All it will do is weaken your resolve and make it that much harder for you to slay her.
Maybe you're shattered in your own way.
Are you your memories? Or are you the one perceiving the present moment? Ugh, here you go philosophizing again. It never goes anywhere. Yes, this is far from the first time you've asked us about consciousness. Who am I? What am I? What is I? Who even cares?
Oh, contrarian.
They're good questions, great questions even, but they don't have any answers. And they all just end in quivering torment. It doesn't matter what we do, because we always find her, and if we don't find her, she always finds us.
And then she smashes us into smaller pieces. If you all just stopped feeling, we could have been done with this ages ago.
Your thoughts are far too scattered to rein back in. Your only option is to silence them.
Alright, what if we don't go to the cabin?
We've tried that. It doesn't work. Our hearts always brought us back to her. The deck is stacked. So many paths, and they're all circles.
Can you make sense of them?
There's nothing worth making sense of. They're clearly all traumatized. And yet, you aren't. We break apart, and you stay the same. Yeah, what's your secret? Why can you break the rules when we can't?
I feel so disjointed, I don't know if I can pull this off. I don't know if I can slay her.
I don't care how you feel. You have to slay her. You have to pull yourself together. You have to snap out out of it.
You're lucky you haven't been stuck here like the rest of them. There's no other way to keep going. You either need to forget, or you need to stop feeling much of anything. They can't do either.
He's not wrong. He's the only smart one left, if you ask me.
Not including yourself, opportunist.
He's worse than her.
Alright, so I can take the route of further neutrality, or I can actually go to the cabin. I want to see the cabin, so let's go to the cabin.
You slowly make your way through the umbral forest, bumping against unseen trees as you grasp through the darkness for a way forward. But eventually, you do make it to the cabin. Or rather, you make it to the place a cabin should have been. Instead, all you find is an empty hill.
This whole place is hers now, huh?
No, this isn't right. There's a cabin there. There's always supposed to be a cabin there.
Oh, she gave us the cabin back. Thanks.
Don't ask him about the mirror. He always says he never sees it. He always lies. And he always makes it gone. Stay focused. You still have a job to do, and it's best not to be distracted by fraying thoughts. There is no mirror. You know that as well as I do. She's still here, buried deep inside the earth.
Ooh.
Just walk up the hill. You always give too much space to the others. It's why you always lose.
And what's wrong with giving them space? What if it helps them? What if they need to be heard?
They've been heard too much. It's why they are the way they are.
Exactly. They are delusions, and all that catering to them will do is drag you down to their level. You have to keep moving. Or you could just give up.
Approach the mirror.
You walk up the hill, hesitating just beyond the bounds of the cabin. The cabin that isn't there. You've got to clean the mirror, haven't you? You've got to see what's in it. Smash it to pieces.
She's on the other side, and we have to let her out. It's the only way we can be free.
It's the only way we can have our thoughts back. Just go around it.
Just do something. It doesn't matter what.
Proceed.
Proceed? Proceed to where? I'm afraid you're going to have to be a little more specific. That's a new one. Do you think it'll work? Of course it'll work. He always makes the best decisions. It's why he gets to make them.
The subtle shade from opportunist.
And it already has worked. It's gone, don't you see? We're one step closer to her.
The interior of the cabin is much the same as the exterior of the cabin. A dull, fuzzy, dreamlike nothing. It's empty and isolating, but there's just enough vague shape and unknown texture to suggest the structure they're in. Wrong and unsettling as it may be, the only object of note is a pristine blade buried in the dirt floor, a hint of its shining edge teasing through the sediment.
Oh, I guess we get a choice still.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you're going to do this right.
Take it. It's the only way forward.
It's the only way forward. You've already tried everything else, don't you remember? Oh, take the blade? You have to take the blade. Alright, I have to.
You reach down to take the blade, but as you do, the ground beneath it shifts, the
Oh.
weapon sinking deep into the earth. You lean over the hole and gaze into the abyss. It is so very deep. Deep in the bowels of the earth.
Hey!
You see something staring back at you. It fills you with dread.
God, her design's so cool. Let's see it.
It's her. She's watching us. She never stops watching us.
You really are a coward.
With every word she speaks,
Whoa.
the princess in the pit blinks closer.
When I said that way back when, you know that, right?
Closer.
She's having fun.
I was having some fun, and I guess I wanted to see if I could melt you.
And closer.
Watching over me forever? That was so brave.
Closer.
But forever is so, so long. And time erodes everything. Except for me. I've already taken your will, and you're not getting it back. All that's left is for you to take my will and let me out. It'll be so much fun. You and me, together, exploring the world and spreading fear wherever we go. Well, mostly just me. But you'll get to be there too. A witness. I can even make you a little cage if you want. Gilded and everything.
Because we're a little bird.
Now don't pause. Don't try to resist. I've already molded you into what I need. And you lost your power so long ago. Don't bother working yourself into a frenzy to get it back.
Yeah, abusive relationship. Learned hopelessness.
Do something. Do anything that isn't taking her hand.
Oh, no options. You're just an object, a tool. You once were something else a long time ago. But was that something you? Or is it just a dull and jaded memory? There is no other ending here. Just take her hand and set her free. Oof. We really don't have a choice.
You extend your hand to hers. For all her past cruelties, the moment feels gentle. Tender, even. I can't believe you just made me say that. I hate you.
What is this? It feels like... it looks like a wormhole or something, right? It looks like space-time folding in on itself.
The motion is difficult at first, as if something still resists your efforts. But then that resistance gives way, and it's over.
And that's
Whoa.
the end. I wonder what we're going to do next.
I didn't think I'd be so tired.
Well, you did it. Here for the whole world. The princess, exhausted, slumps.
Why is it so cold?
You do not get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Yeah. I can finally think again. Almost.
That mirror's back.
What does that mean for us? I'm sure it'll be whisked away just like her.
Maybe it won't be gone. Things are different now, aren't they? Doesn't seem like there's much else to do here.
Finally, we can smash it.
Oh, will you stop with the smashing?
Oh, Stubborn. I'm sure Stubborn had a lot of fun, like fighting and then failing in those iterations that we missed.
What do we say, boys? One last vain attempt to look at ourselves.
Yeah. I think I'd like that.
Oh wow, they're all waiting for it to end.
Seems we've got a majority. All that's left is to give it a look.
Yeah. Approach the mirror, we can't even talk about it. You step towards the mirror once more. Its secrets remain hidden. Its mysteries remain unresolved.
Something tells me that this is the end of the line. But I don't feel bad about it. I'm ready.
I guess all of these voices get a chance to forget as well.
It feels okay. The fear's gone. I'm done fighting. My heart feels quiet. The game was always going to end. I'll be free of all of you. I'm ready for the truth. I'm ready to sleep. I'm just ready to be anywhere that isn't here. Boys, it's been an honor.
Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. You've unraveled. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. You are at the cabin.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. We're supposed to be there. Do you know what we'll find out there?
Do you have thoughts on this vessel?
This one is a waiting maw, an inevitable destination where all roads end. She will make for a wise heart. Do not mourn her. She is exactly where she needs to be.
Death, huh? Alright, I'm ready to go back.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are. I will be here, waiting for you.
Bring the moment of clarity to her. What's the game plan? Let's see.
You're on a
Let's go to the beast and then try to die to her without getting eaten.
You're here to slay her. If you don't,
Alright. Proceed. Proceed. I think with the hunted, we're supposed to not take the blade and then turn around and take the blade. Continue down.
you're still listening to reason. It would be better if you had a weapon, but you may still be able to do what needs to be done. You walk down the stairs and lock up. She's beautiful. I am
Hold on, let's talk.
Okay.
What's your name?
Oh,
She pauses.
you can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
Is Princess her name or...
Alright. I'm gonna go back upstairs to retrieve the blade without saying another word.
Thank you. You turn back to the stairs.
Where are you going? You can't just leave me here. You'd better hope for your own sake that I don't slip these chains before you make it back down here.
Slip these chains? She has to be bluffing, but I'd hurry. You rush up to the first floor, grabbing the blade, both yours and the world's only possible salvation. Okay. If we're sure about this decision, I'll support it. I suppose we have a world to save after all. You slowly creep down the basement stairs. It's quiet. Where the princess sat only a moment ago, there's only a severed arm, its cooling flesh still chained to the wall. And she is nowhere to be seen.
So I need to hesitate here.
Is it just me? Or did this room get a lot bigger?
I think we got off on the wrong foot. Do you think we can start over?
Oh, you coward.
No, I don't think we can. Why don't you come closer? I have something to show you.
Let's finish this.
Your eyes dart to the corners of the room. You don't see her. Where is she?
I think I've already seen the witch, which means I can only get the beast here. Close the door.
You close the door behind you. Almost magically, its locks immediately click into place. Maybe they'll open if you finish the job.
Come on out. Let's just get this over with.
I can wait. I'm very patient.
All right. Wait.
You do your best to pay, but eventually, come on, wake up.
Keep waiting? Or venture into the shadows? I think I ventured in last time. Whatever.
You wait for as long as you can, pushing yourself to stay awake and stay vigilant. But you can't outwait someone who's been waiting for as long as she remembers. You barely even realize that you've started to drift off. Pain tears you from your sleep. The princess is upon you, ripping into your flesh,
Yikes.
unnaturally sharp teeth and claws severing arteries and digging into organs. There's nothing to be done. You're already half gone. It can't just end like this, right? As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry, but it's over. Everything goes dark, and you die. You're on a path.
Terrible sense of deja vu.
A terrible sense of deja vu. No, if he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best. If he doesn't remember what happened, then something else must have trapped us here. You're not trapped here. Nobody's forcing you to do anything, though the only sensible thing for you to do right now is march up to that cabin and slay the princess.
It's more than just deja vu.
We could go back and forth on this forever, and it won't get you any closer to doing your job and saving the world. So let's just agree to disagree.
You'd either dodge forever. I was thinking of trying to dodge forever.
Those are two very... Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me. If you're back here, I'm assuming you... We did our best with the information we were given, and yet you still died, didn't you? So, great, congratulations, you've been... And I believe your other question was some... What do you mean? Of course there weren't any... Yes, but in this purely hypothetical... If it's the latter, what do you think the people there lived happily ever on? All the more reason to keep our wits about us, should we even return to the cabin. We could find a safe little hole somewhere instead. You have to go to the cabin.
Let's talk about her.
Just be quick about it.
How can I make sure she doesn't kill
Like
me?
I said, if she killed you, it was probably...
Alright. She ripped me to pieces. Don't get me wrong, I hated it, but how can someone like that end in the world?
She just...
Okay. Who locked her there?
Look. Oh. Special can mean all sorts of things. Don't let it make you careless. We need clear thoughts and pricked ears.
You're being cagey. What aren't you telling
I
me?
told you everything you... If you want us to stand... Not to sound like... You're afraid, aren't you? Just like us. Of course I'm afraid. Fear is an extremely normal thing to feel when the fate of the entire world is at stake. But that's not the only thing you're afraid of. You're scared of something worse. Stop projecting your neuroses onto me and just get to the cabin already.
It's kind of true, though. He's afraid of death.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you.
Proceed.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie. Does a cat lie to a cornered mouse when it... I don't see why that matters. She could have gotten out of there whenever she wanted to. That's a very roundabout way of saying that you should listen to me and maybe.
Let's go. Let's dodge her this time.
The interior of the cabin is ruinous and dilapidated. It feels like no one has lived here for a long time. The blade is your implement.
This whole cabin's different.
Very different. I wonder what... Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. So focus up.
What about the mirror?
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's death. There isn't. What a strange thing to lie about. Maybe he doesn't see it. Much like he hasn't seen what's already happened.
Let's see how handsome I am.
We shouldn't waste time preening, or it's dangerous. I'm not lying to you.
Approach.
You walk up, it's really... You reach forward and... It was there a second ago, and now it's gone.
Alright, I think I do need to take the blade.
You take the blade from the...
Let's go.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing what's left of an old wooden staircase. The air seeping up from below is oddly warm and wet. She growls up the stairs.
I can smell you.
She sounds almost feral, impatient, or maybe eager. You carefully make your way down the stairs. The last step gives way to the damp earth floor of a starlit pit. The jungle is pressing in on us, hiding her from view. She could be anywhere. You see only a flash of the princess before she scurries away into the underbrush, dragging her heavy chain behind her. Remember, she's just a princess. She is certainly not just a princess. You're not helping. It doesn't matter what she is. It only matters what she does. Her shining eyes appear between the leaves, staring hungrily at you from the dark.
I can hear your heart pounding from the bottom of the stairs, fledgling. You're right to be terrified. I'm so much more than you. And
A shiver rushes up your spine and pulls you upright. The air's shifting. She's getting ready to pounce. Move, now.
Move.
You lunge to the side, picking a direction on instinct. As you land, you're buffeted by a gust of air, disturbed by the sudden motion of a massive body. The princess. In an instant, she's pounced on the spot where you would have been, her chains wrapped. Before you can blink, she's gone, vanishing once more into the shadows. But you still feel her gaze on you.
you're faster than you were before, but you're still meek, reactive, prey.
You whirl around to find her, and your gaze meets hers, a pair of shining eyes peering out at you from just beyond the basement stairs.
I'm gonna try to just do what the hunted wants me to do.
So she's cut off our escape. Shit. What do we do?
We don't have to kill each other. What if I hoped to? What if we left together? If you could get out of here on your own, wouldn't you have already left?
You cannot reason your way out of this, fledgling. There's no compromise with what I am.
At least she's upfront about her intentions.
What do you want?
I want to swallow you whole, and I will get what I want. You have no exit. You have no hope. You live and die by my whims, and my whims alone.
Don't ask her what she wants, just slay her. Is that all the advice you have? We don't even know what she looks like. Some specifics would be very helpful. She's just a princess. Don't overthink it. She is clearly not. She's coiling for another strike. Be somewhere else. We're on the back foot. The back foot keeps us nimble, keeps us alive. It doesn't matter if it keeps us alive if it eventually kills us. We need to take back the momentum. We need to do something.
Oh. We can play dead. Alright, I'm gonna do what the hunted wants me to. Survive.
Jungle, barely moving out of the way before the princess surges past you with a speed that makes her practically unseen.
But why? Why do you want to kill me?
Why does anything kill anything else? She needs to.
I didn't say I wanted to kill you.
It sounds like she wants to do something even worse. What she wants only matters if she wins, and you're not going to let that happen.
Okay, fine. Why do you want to eat me?
I don't question who I am or what I want. I simply do. To act is always better than to react. To do is always better than to watch.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but you do well to listen to her. Less standing around asking questions, more doing exactly as I say.
Yeah, all you're saying is slay her.
tickling sensation rises at the base of your neck. Flee. We can't keep doing this.
Stay alive.
You're a little slow, or maybe she's a little faster. You avoid her slavering jaws, but she manages to graze you, her titanic momentum skinning you along your side. It's like being sideswiped by sandpaper. How is she that fast?
Oh, I get a closer look at her.
You're bleeding now.
You instinctively touch your side, testing her claim. It's wet and stings from the gentle touch of your fingertips.
Ooh.
A costly mistake. We can't make it again. We will make it again unless something changes. We have to break the pattern. We need more time. She's cutting off our escape.
Our game is nearing its end.
Stop hiding and show yourself.
If you want to see me, you should get better at seeing.
She knows that her strength lies in shadows and secrets. She won't reveal herself unless she has to. She's more tense this time. She means this next blow to be the last. The mere thought of moving again makes your bloodied side ache. We're exhausted. We're bleeding. We're still alive. We owe it to ourselves to move.
Again.
Once again, you narrowly avoid the full force of the impact, and once again you are too slow to come away unscathed. You're starting to get tired. You're making mistakes. This isn't working. We have to do something. We have to figure out a plan. Don't plan ahead. Act on the now. All that matters is that we stay alive. We're trying, but we can't keep this up much longer. We have to. We keep up or we die.
You're getting slow.
She seizes the opportunity, lunging once again from the darkness, fangs bared and claws flashing. She attacks over and over and over, and each time she leaves with a little piece of you. Too tired to think, but we have to think. We have to move. It's too late. Before you get the chance to react, it's over. She makes her last foray from the dark corners of the room, unhinging her dripping maw, her eyes fierce and full of hunger. You do your best to dive out of the way, and you partially succeed.
Oh boy.
Partially? Yes. The princess fails to swallow you whole. She only swallows your lower body.
Uh-oh.
That's just as bad. That's worse, even. It's death either way. At least this will be a faster end. You look down
Whoa.
to see the dirt between you is strewn with your intestines, trailing all the way up and disappearing behind her blood-stained teeth. Your legs are nowhere to be seen. You start to go into shock. The princess, bloody saliva dripping from her lips, idly gnaws on what's left of you as you rapidly fade away.
She's so lanky.
I didn't mean to do that. I still need to devour you. And it doesn't count if you're dead.
We're not dead, we're... But you don't have time to protest her
Oops.
premature observation of your death, because everything goes dark, and you die.
Woo. Chapter 3. The Den.
You're on a path in the That didn't work. We're going in with a plan this time. We're not getting stuck in another loop, just acting on instinct. We're stuck in a big enough loop as it is. Instinct was keeping us alive, until it wasn't. So what are we supposed to do? Great, so you've been here before. That doesn't bode well. You're not supposed to have been here before. This is supposed to be one and done. So you know more than you're letting on. Yeah, what he said. Of course I do, but believe me, it's in your best interests. The more you know about the princess, the more difficult your task will be. And why is that? Having me explain why would defeat the whole purpose. There are simply some things I'm not allowed to tell you. It's a hard rule. And whose rule is it? Who's telling you to boss us around? We've died twice already, and if you want us to stay alive this time, it's in your best interests to give us an edge. It's my rule, and this conversation is over.
Okay. What's the plan?
She spent as much time as she could in the shadows. So we're gonna draw her out.
But she's fast. And she's clever.
We're clever too. So this time we're not gonna let her cut off our escape. We're gonna lead her to the stairs ourselves. It'll be a lot easier to deal with her once we can actually see what she is.
But you already know what she is. She's a princess.
Yeah, right. A princess we couldn't see, and one that had big, sharp teeth, too. How about you stick to describing things and we'll stick to doing our job?
Sharp teeth.
Narrator's just like, what have I landed myself in? The path is different than it was before.
You're right. This is different, isn't it? I'm starting to lose track of things myself.
Ground is ground. It doesn't matter what shape it takes. We'll adapt.
Alright. I don't need this much direction, Dale. I'm going to just explore this and do what I feel is right. So I'm not going to read that entire thing.
If it looks different, that's because the situation has started to spiral out of everyone's control. So please, disavow yourself of the notion that you can just come back here and fix this place if you manage to make a mess before that line of thinking leaves you yet another world in ruin. Though, as evidenced by you dying twice, it's safe to assume the fates of the worlds you've left behind don't concern you very much. Consider this your last opportunity to make things right. For you and for the rest of existence. But especially for you.
Clearly we're not getting anything out of him.
Alright. What do you know that you're not telling me?
Like I said, I've told you as much as I can without putting you at a disadvantage. If anything, I've told you too much. You've already died by her hands twice. You shouldn't need much in the way of motivation.
Yeah, all of the voices here are keen on actually, well, surviving. Nobody's talked about releasing her. What if we just leave?
Doesn't seem like she can escape on her own.
Maybe not quickly, but it's inevitable that cabin won't last forever.
And she will?
Forget I said anything. Just treat this with the urgency it deserves.
Alright. Let's go.
You make your way down to the cabin. Your fated confrontation awaits. You know what to do.
Alright, we've been over the plan. Goad her out of the shadows, make her show herself.
And what if she doesn't want to be seen?
We'll figure out a way to make it happen.
And if that doesn't make her any easier to fight?
It will. It's always easier to fight what you can see, no matter how big or toothy she might be.
That's a metaphor, isn't it?
And overgrown, vines and brush obscure so much of the place that, had you not seen the exterior, you might not have noticed this was a cabin at all.
Cool. But yeah, it's easier to fight what you can see. I guess that is true on a metaphorical sense as well.
The only furniture of note, if you could call it that, is a knotted stump, a pristine blade embedded in its exposed rings. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you're going to do this right.
Of course that damn mirror's back, and of course he's not saying anything about it. Why is it following us?
What are you talking about? There is no mirror. It's just the stump and a narrow tunnel that leads to the basement. He isn't tricking us. Can you feel the wind? It's telling us there's a hole in that wall. Our eyes deceive us.
Ooh, a hunted nose.
Then either way we need to investigate. Might as well get started.
Take the blade.
Yes, take the steel claw. You pull the blade from the stump, gripping it tight. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Odds are we'll need it. Thanks for not putting us in a bad spot.
And approach the mirror.
You step forward, approaching the small hole that leads to the basement, hesitating before you enter the princess's lair.
Haven't you been paying attention? We're not hesitating. This supposed hole is blocked by that old mirror.
That mirror isn't part of this place. It's seeped through from somewhere else. It, if there even is an it, is a hallucination. Like you said, you've been here twice before. Your mind was bound to start playing tricks on you eventually.
So the voices are basically shards of glass. At least that's what the princess sees when she's inside us. So is this mirror like us as well? So the long quiet is us, but so is the mirror? Or maybe the mirror specifically is the voices, while we, the ones making decisions, are the long quiet, right? And every time we approach the mirror, the voices get sucked away.
It went away after we reached out to it last time. Might as well try wiping it clean again. What's the harm? You reach forward and wave your hand over the open hole leading to the basement. See? Nothing. Tricks of the eye. No one sense can be trusted on its own. You step forward into the darkness. If there were once stairs leading into the basement, there is nothing left to attest to their existence now. There is only a long tunnel of packed earth, growing more narrow as you descend.
So the chapter is called The Den. Has she become the den? Is she actually just this hole that we're entering right now?
It smells of mold and decay. The damp walls leave streaks of dirt along your body as you're forced to hunch, then finally squat down on all fours in order to continue. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. As you crawl forward on hands and knees, you're met only with the sounds of ambient earth.
Hi, the Arg.
No voice slinks confidently up the stairs. No entity threatens violence or pleads for safety. Stay quiet. Don't give her a sound.
Okay.
You say nothing, maintaining the silence as you carefully make your way down into the basement. The basement is dark and cavernous, a gaping maw threatening to swallow you whole. There is no light here, save for what little starlight has managed to filter down the tunnel. And though you can't see the vastness of the space, you can feel it. You're exposed. Stay on your toes. We take a step into the shadows, and as soon as she moves, we jump back, make her follow. From there, we trap her in the tunnel, draw her out of the cabin, whatever it takes to get her out of her element. Then we're safe.
Well, we're not safe at that point, but we're in a better situation. Alright, let's try to lure her out.
You step into the shadows and are enveloped in total darkness. Your heart pounds in your chest, ears pricked, eyes wide despite the inky blackness, waiting for any sign of movement. That's right. Keep steady. Don't let your nerves get the better of you. There, she's about to strike. With the near silence of a determined predator, the princess erupts from the shadows. But you've already started your swift escape. That's stage one. Now stay focused. You dive into the tunnel and begin scrambling up towards the cabin. You hear her behind you, claws raking at the dirt, chains rattling, then snapping, breaths hot and heavy with the effort of the ascent. But the sounds are coming slower now, the breaths pained and stuttering. You no longer sense frantic motion behind you in the tunnel. You risk a glance.
Is she trapped in here?
She is a broad and sickly creature,
Huh.
her withered and emaciated flesh clinging to bones too large to fit in the narrow space. She managed to squirm her way into the tunnel in pursuit, but now she's stuck, incapable of either moving towards you or returning to the open darkness of the basement below.
Yay. You okay there? She's not okay. She's starving.
So that's what she's become. She wasn't like this when we started. Was she? No, she wasn't.
Looking at her makes me feel sad.
Me too, Hunted.
Yeah, now that we can see her, she doesn't feel like much of a threat at all. She paws futilely at the air between you, but her shoulders are pinned in the narrow confines of the opening. She has no hope of reaching you. And she realizes this. Her arm goes limp, flopping to the dirt floor of the tunnel, and her eyes fall from yours, defeated. Her eyes look up at yours, wide, pleading. Come back, you can imagine them saying.
Oh no.
Don't leave me here. But you shouldn't listen to the sad eyes of a vanquished enemy. She wants nothing more than to change places with you.
she can't even talk anymore because she wasn't willing to really negotiate with us last time. So in this iteration, she just has no voice.
If you want us to ignore her, then why would you tell us any of that wide-pleasing eyes begging for mercy business to begin with? All it does is make us feel conflicted. I'm merely describing things as they are. It's not my fault that her eyes had something to say, even if that something was a ploy, which, if I might stress, I pointed out to you. What should we do about her anyway? Can she still end the world like this?
She hurts. We should help.
Oh, wow, Hunted. He really changed.
Now let's think for a second. Let's reevaluate.
She is kitschy.
Should we help her? Well, I do feel bad looking at her. There's no way to get close without being in reach of those claws. We've come this far, but can we trust a creature that until a few short moments ago fully intended to eat us? What an excellent question with an equally excellent answer. No, you should not help her. She's clearly just waiting for you to drop your guard. And beyond that, you do well to remember that she poses a threat to reality itself.
I mean, more than anything, she's just lonely, right?
You already have a weapon, and she's as vulnerable as she's ever going to be. How about you use it?
Oof. She's kitty. Alright. Let's drop the blade and approach her. If we die, we die.
The princess's eyes go wide as the blade tumbles from your hand. You're going to get yourself killed. What are you doing? We could all just turn around and be done. What's your game? You and I both know there's no game. He's made a bad choice.
I like how she has feathers and lizard hands now. Yeah, she's a little like us. Anyway, Hunted has good instincts, so hopefully he's not wrong when he says that we can help her.
As you draw near, she readies her claws, raising them to strike.
Don't flinch. Show her our resolve.
Offer her your hand.
You reach forward, offering the princess your hand. How ridiculous. She was about to kill you. Do you really think getting stuck in a tunnel for less than a minute has fundamentally changed her?
I mean, reversing the tables has fundamentally changed the Hunted, right?
Yes, she's a victim of her own nature, just like we are.
If all she wanted was to kill us, she'd have kept trying. But she's hesitating, isn't she? Yes, she is. Her eyes shift from faux ferocity to confusion to a gentle sadness. She lowers her claw and places it in your hand. Ugh. Do you think we can pull her out of there?
We have to try. It's a bad death being stuck in place.
And what if it doesn't work? What if we can't trust her? We have to trust someone else eventually. It's either him or her. And I know you don't trust him.
Oh, this music.
I don't even trust the rest of you. But that doesn't mean we have to go around
Is that a
pulling
guitar?
bloodthirsty monsters out of perfectly good traps. But we haven't seen what happens if we help her. Doesn't that mean it's worth exploring? I can't argue with that. All right. Let's see what happens. Maybe we'll finally get some answers.
Pull her free.
You tug, but the princess remains stuck. What a shame that the bones of her massive form are too large to fit through the narrow tunnel. Keep pulling. All he has are empty words. He can't undermine us if we don't listen. You are all infuriating to work with. But fine. You continue to pull on the princess's arm and she starts to budge. She pushes with her back legs, clawing at the earth, a burst of strength aiding your efforts. The dirt and stone start to crumble around her. That's the spirit. Keep going. Yes, quickly, before the whole tunnel comes down on top of us. Yes, wouldn't that be an interesting development?
What if the very nature of this tunnel was such that you were incapable of leaving safely with the princess? How devious.
He just needed to say that to plant the thought in our head. And then now the tunnel is dangerous.
Does it collapse? Yes, it does. As you pull the princess free, the tunnel around you does exactly what you thought it might do. It falls apart. Trapped. No, we have to get out. We have to get out. It's too late to scramble for freedom now, little voice. You didn't think just pulling her out of there would be consequence-free, did you? Well, the ceiling collapses. Heavy stones tumbling down on top of you and the princess, and I don't believe it. Let me guess. Everything goes dark, and we die.
The princess saves us!
No, not yet. You open your eyes to see the princess, her body stretched over yours, her face wincing as she shields you from the heavy rocks and debris. There is space enough for you to move, at least for now. I'll be damned. So there's more to her after all. The pack is always stronger than the lone hunter. We save her, she saves us. She understands. Well, we can't keep saving each other forever. Her arms are already starting to give out, and there's a whole mountain of earth on top of her, just waiting to bury you both. We can always dig. Both of us. It'd be suffocating to death down here in the dark. Then let's do it.
Dig through the earth together.
You and the princess dig through the loose earth of the collapsed tunnel together. How sweet. But it seems the harder you try to claw your way forward, the denser the path becomes. All of this effort, and for what? A chance to end the world? I hope you fail. His words are nothing. Pay attention to what you feel and see. It doesn't matter if you ignore me, because I'm just telling you what's happening, and what's happening is that you and the princess are getting tired, and your mouths are full of dirt, and it's getting harder to breathe. Harder to breathe is still breathing. Well, either way, the two of you are miserable.
Okay. She wants so much to consume you, and she's starting to get some of your traits. I mean, she did consume half of us, right?
I don't know. I feel like we're forming a bond with her. Can't be all that bad if we're bonding. She's not capable of bonding. Need I remind you that as soon as she saw you, she tried to eat you? You are not friends, and as soon as you're out, you'll see just how seriously she values your life. If you were so sure we were going to fail, you wouldn't sound so desperate. You're just hot air. There's nothing of substance to you at all, is there? I have plenty of substance. I have feelings and desires. Like my desire to save everyone in the world. I feel that very strongly. Do you smell it? Fresh air.
All your way to freedom.
With one massive heave of her body, the princess pushes her way out of the tunnel, leaving you behind, the quickly collapsing space you once shared. Yours was an alliance of convenience, just as I predicted. She has left you to die, buried and alone.
And she's about to reach her hand.
You are unbelievably petty. Oh, my pettiness is nothing compared to yours. You were delighting in my suffering and the damnation of the entire world just moments ago. She hasn't left. She's coming back. Don't you hear her? No, she isn't. She's... How many times do you have to be wrong before you stop talking? The princess stares down at you from the opening. Before the tunnel can finish sealing itself, she cranes her elongated neck and gently plucks you from the earth. She carries you across the half-collapsed ruin that was a cabin, carefully setting you down by the door. If there were to be a record, let it show that I tried. I really, really tried. But there won't be a record, will there?
Open the door and step into the wilds.
You open the door, the two of you stepping out into the fresh air and collapsing together onto the dewy grass of the outside world.
We're outside, and there's ground beneath our feet. I don't see any oblivion. Admit it. There never was an end of the world coming, was there?
Well, here it is. It's coming in from the edges. He does not reply.
Yeah, we got him there, didn't we? I don't think I've ever seen him stunned into silence before.
Can't you feel the hole where he was? He's gone.
Can't see that.
I'm not sure gone is good.
The princess rests her head close to you. Her eyes stare into yours amid the untextured threads of a world unraveled. Are we free? They ask. I'm cold. I don't want to be cold. All of these princesses just want to keep existing. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
The lion and the mouse find an unlikely alliance in a dark den.
And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Of course you're scared. This is the end for you, but it's not the end for me.
What is that supposed to mean? Death. Real death. No, that can't be right. There has to be something more.
Approach. Gaze. Silence. You are nothing at all. And here's the narrator again.
I think you know what I am.
Alright, what have I not explored? Let's just destroy the mirror. Yeah. That's fun. I haven't done that before. You don't need answers from the thing that lives in the mirror. Break the mirror without asking any questions. Okay, the thing that lives in the mirror. Maybe the mirror is the narrator then, and the narrator can't see himself. You already know what you are. You are the long quiet, a vast and nascent god. It's finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. Bring the den to her. When you arrive at the heart of things, there's no final vessel. There's nothing for you to find. Hello.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me.
Caw.
It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
Alright, I think for this time around, I'm gonna try to kill her as a god. We'll see if we can do that. I've missed you too. What happens now?
Ever the passive player. Oh, when the echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
Alright. Don't you have a say in all of this?
Of course I have a say in all of this. If we didn't, the winding paths that brought us here wouldn't have been full of strife and conflict.
Alright. If I let you out, an entire world ends for good. I can't do that.
If you're saying that, it's because you don't yet understand. But we cannot use words alone to grasp at things that words cannot express. And you cannot rationalize with logic that which defies it. Violence and passion are dances that both of us know well. If this is what it takes...
You are devoured. Pray for something bigger than you that stalks and slinks in shadows. But we had a dance unfinished, and you had questions in need of answers. And in the cold starlight you found them. Fear reflected in the eyes of that which terrified you.
Even the cruelest of monsters are not unworthy of sympathy. Within me, nothing is beyond redemption. Together we dug through hell, and together we found our freedom.
Alright, let's reject her perspective. I won't engage with violence.
But violence has defined the flow of everything between us.
There are few things more terrifying than one's own heart. And there is almost nothing more terrifying than sharing it with another.
Oh, we look so scared in there.
The terrifying thing of all is to leave one's heart unshared. You are the only thing like me, and I am the only thing like you. Could you bear the weight of an eternity alone? Do you dare to shape a reality of solitude and thrust it on creation?
Continue to reject her perspective. It doesn't matter how I feel. Death, suffering, and oblivion shouldn't fall on others. If we are able to transcend death, then we are responsible for those it holds captive.
Their suffering is born of their own delusion.
Interesting.
What once was one, then was two, and then was one again. You gave me shelter when you burned mine down, and then you struck another match.
The princess and the dragon, huh?
I pulled you from the ruins, and then we built a life. What once was one, then was one again. The peace didn't last. The worm in your heart came for us. It took you from me, but you took me with you. And together we both left. What once was one, then was two, and also one again.
Makes sense. Good thing I remember what happened in this route, otherwise that would have all been nonsense.
You and I are bound together. To rid yourself of me would be to leave yourself forever incomplete.
Continue to reject. Suffering born in delusion is still suffering. It doesn't matter what we are now. We hurt each other and we shouldn't have done that. We cannot let a world be spun out of that pain.
The echoes saw horrors as his eyes were closed. The majesty of being extends beyond any single perspective. You are weightless and alone, suspended in the gravity of an idea too great for you to hold. The very ground beneath your feet loses its meaning. There is nothing but me.
This is the one after the tower, I think.
When you were confronted with my vessel's apotheosis, you chose to accept me, to allow me to burn away all doubt, and turn you into an instrument of my divine will. You accepted that I was everything, and together we found our purpose. Only with both of us is there a future to look towards. It is hope that carves meaning into consciousness.
Alright. You reject suffering of material reality, and yet you cling to its framework for meaning. We can be better than this.
I reject the narrow view of impermanence. I cling to nothing. There is no better us for us to be than us. We are reality itself.
I crush you. I bleed you. I grind you to paste. My scars are a memory of what you used to be to me. I want those feelings back.
This one's Eye of the Needle, right?
You run, but you do not run away. You take me somewhere new, somewhere we can dance like we used to. But I could not follow your steps. There was no better gift for me than the gift of defeat. You showed me how much more I could be. We made each other better. To have no challenges to fade into nothing. A life without obstacles is no life at all.
I remember the moment of my victory. As soon as you entered my domain, I destroyed you. Huh? Alright, let's do the last one. Continue to project her perspective. You claim your destruction would steal meaning from existence, but if my actions can make existence worse, then there must be actions that make it better. Perfection implies finality, and nothing is final. Fun fact, Den in the original was about as long as Eye of the Needle. Cool.
There has never been finality. There is only the unending transformation of my multitudes. But to destroy me is to bring everything to a stop. It is only then that you will have an ending. And that ending is nothingness.
As the clash between you abates, the princess withdraws, trembling.
You are unmovable. Is it by the design of our conflict that I cannot win? Or are you just that fervent in how you cling to delusion? Nothing is immutable. Everything that is exists only in relation to everything it isn't. There is no constant. There is no center. Open your eyes and accept what we are. We can leave this prison together.
All right. I can't let that happen. I can't let everything die. Slay the princess.
Then destroy me if you're able. But I will not coddle you in my final moments. I will not yield to your delusion without a vicious struggle.
You don't have to face her alone.
I'm gonna face her alone. I can do this alone.
You've been doing all right on your own, but you're not going to strike a decisive blow from out here. There's still a piece of me nestled close to where it all began. I can take you there. I can take you to her heart.
It's time to resume our dance.
She's relentless, isn't she? Let's make this quick. Are you ready?
I can do this out here on my own.
You can't, and lucky for you, I'm not going to...
Ah, where's my choice? All right. I guess I can't.
And here we are. I'd say we were back where it all started, but I guess it's a little after that, isn't it? Do you need me to describe things?
Sure. For old time's sake.
Yeah, of course. The interior of the cabin is... well, there's no mirror, either. I think you broke it. And I know I've already mentioned it, but if we want to see this through...
I'll have to try a little
we're gonna need
harder.
that blade.
Yeah, maybe next time. Alright, take the blade.
That's probably for the best. It's always seemed to give us more options than not.
Enter the basement.
The stairs. Do you remember the first time we were here? The first time we heard her voice?
We both know why you're here. You don't have to draw it out for my sake.
It sounded just like that. A little sharp, a little menacing. Only she didn't know us. And down we go. We shouldn't keep her waiting.
And there you are, knife in hand. That sight brings me back. You're going to do it then, aren't you? You're really going to kill me. You'll have all of eternity to yourself after this. Why don't we chat a little before I go?
Alright. Let's sit with her. I only wanted to slay the you out there. It's easier to want to kill an abstract concept than it is a person.
Well, I don't want to be at the end of that knife, so how about we figure something out? What if we tried doing this forever? I can do whatever you think I can, right? So, make me put it all back. Make me fix whatever this place is and make me wipe our memories of everything that's happened. Make me send us back to the beginning, before we woke up. Before either of us saw the truth.
Can she really do that? Are you sure that's what you want?
Interesting. Would resetting it do anything to help them? The people out there? If you continue to exist, don't they continue to suffer and die?
Fixing that is on you, not me. If you want me to help them, you'll have to make me help them.
We're going to find ourselves back here eventually.
And if we do, nothing is stopping us from making the same choice. We could just keep doing this forever.
If we're talking about this right now, how do we know we haven't done this before?
I don't think that's something we'll ever get to know. But odds are we've probably done it before.
And how do you know that things won't end worse? What if when I make my way back here, I'm different and I hurt you? What if I kill you? What if I let you bring about the end of everything?
Who cares? We've hurt each other plenty and I still like you. And if you're hesitating, then you must still like me, too.
We'd have to decide to do this every single time, forever. Eventually something's gonna be different. What if we change our minds?
Well, if we change our minds, we change our minds. What matters is that we'll always have a choice. This is just the one we're making now.
Yeah, this isn't... I don't want to forget you.
That's sweet. But unless you do, the whole world ends, right? Not like I care. But it seems important to you.
It's not fair. I want to be here with you. I don't want to be alone again.
Neither do I. But we won't be alone for long. I'll be right here, waiting for you.
Is there any other way?
You brought that knife down here for a reason. Either you use it to kill me, or I use it to put things back.
Is it too late to go back to being a god?
Yeah, I think it's too late for that. But maybe next time.
Too late for me. It requires a length-wide playthrough, huh? Probably not something for stream then. Most likely I have to pick all the routes where I kill her. And probably kill her as a god. Alright, this is interesting though. I changed my mind. Let's just stay here forever. Or reset everything. Agree to her plan. Let's do it. I believe in us.
Okay, if this is your choice, then I have your back. I guess I'll see you on the other side. She takes the blade from our hand, a fondness in her gaze.
I'll see you soon.
Hey, I love you.
Oh, she starts with that. She's the one who starts it, huh? Oh.
You're on a path in the woods.
I think
And at the
I
end of
literally
that
just
path
started over.
is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Yeah, this looks like the very beginning. Alright, let's make a save here. Let's look at the memories. Let's try to get the last chapter 3. There are many reasons spirits may linger, the flames of passion, the flood of words left unspoken. Do I have to kill the damsel? I think that makes the most sense to me. It's either the damsel or the prisoner here, but probably the damsel. So let's get to the damsel. Oh, hey. Okay, never mind. It's the end of the game. What an interesting ending. This idea that you can just stay in the same infinite loop and make the same choices over and over again. The end of everything, the beginning of something new. This game is so dense, honestly. Like, the writing is nice and... what's it called? Concise? But the actual, like, choices we get to make and the way it affects the routes is actually very, very dense. And what I like is that every single vessel has a different theme or, like, idea that it wants to explore, right? But they're all kind of centering around this idea of eternity, but also loneliness and relationships that are just, you know, unhealthy for everyone involved. I think the game really wants you to pick the princess over the narrator, though, because like every time I try to go with the narrator's route, or every time I try to like sympathize with his belief that death should be destroyed, like the game kind of nudges you away from it, right? It makes the princess extremely sympathetic. It makes you want to feel for her. It makes you want to save her. And the narrator's just always insufferable, right? He's never like the one suffering. He's never the one where you feel bad. Well, he's never the one where he makes you feel bad for him, right? So it feels like the game is a little unbalanced in that respect, that we can't really choose to kill the princess and feel good about it. Well, I mean, maybe if I slay her as a god, that would be interesting. Maybe if I had chosen to slay her right there at the end, that would have been more interesting too, but it didn't feel like it. The game just wants you to relate to the princess way more. All right, let's try to get that last vessel. All right, we're supposed to get to the damsel this time, so let's enter the basement. I'm here to save you.
How many times do I have to tell you how dangerous letting her out of here would be before it finally sinks in?
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever.
Apparently, I never picked that option.
Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone?
I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Don't do it. If she gets out of those chains, we're all one step closer to the end.
I'll see what I can do.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake.
No, you're doing the right thing.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked...
All right, I'm gonna check upstairs.
Okay.
Oh, I'm locked.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam.
There's a slight panic rising in...
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely
Nom,
hesitates
nom, 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 nom,
before
nom.
raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
Save the princess. Oh, wow. I don't even get a choice here, because, like, I declared that I would save her right from the get-go.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground. She didn't so much as utter a sound. No, she didn't. She smiles softly. How is she still smiling after everything?
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. Watch me.
What are you doing?
Warn her.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Resist.
The blade. Move the blade. As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
All right, you kill me, I kill you, okay?
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. For her sake. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again.
I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not. Though it doesn't matter how sloppy her blade work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
All right, damsel.
You're on a path.
Smitten is here now, right?
A terrible sense of deja vu. If he doesn't remember what happened. Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he? If we're going to save our beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about it. Our beloved? Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess. Ah, so all of the cards are on the table. Then
All right. It's more than deja
we could go
vu.
back and forth on this forever.
Tell me.
Very. Let's say if you were the one who did us in, villain. Well, not you in the literal sense, but you did everything you could to stop us from rescuing her. Oh, I wonder why. Maybe it's because the entire world was at stake. I beg to differ. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just going to take a deep breath and assume that whoever is making the decisions here has the common sense to ignore your protestations. Anyway, I believe your second question was,
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any.
Yes, if it's the latter. Do you think the people that...
She would never. She's a perfect angel that you cruelly imprisoned as part of some convoluted, dastardly scheme.
Dastardly.
Convoluted.
I don't know how this premise could be any more simple. Princess bad, stop her, save everyone.
Yeah, it's clearly not that simple. Alright. Let's talk. Like, I'm not going to commit to this, so let's talk about this princess.
Just be quick about it.
Alright, she could barely hold a knife. How is she supposed to end the world?
She just can.
Alright.
Maybe it's her beauty that threatens the world.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Sure, it's her beauty. Why not? And before you ask, no, we can't just keep her down there. If you don't slay her, she's going to find a way out.
Who locked her in that basement? What is this place?
People.
Okay.
Look. Oh, of course. Calling us special isn't going to make us friends, even if it did feel nice.
Aw, Smitten likes it.
Oh, believe me, the last thing I
Alright, what aren't you telling me?
Told you everything not to sound
Alright, let's go.
great. Now, if you don't mind.
Proceed to the cabin.
A warning. She will lie.
We already told you we're not playing along with your little game.
I think we've already been over this. I'm pretty sure he just likes the sound of his own voice.
I do, but I also speak from the heart.
Sure,
No, Smitten.
yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead.
Proceed.
The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in fine-threaded tapestries, a prison befitting a royal prisoner. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Alright, let's grab the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
I suppose if we're to play the role of dashing knight, we need an equally dashing sword. That way she'll know we can defend her from her enemies.
Hopefully it doesn't put her on edge, and hopefully it doesn't get turned on us. Again, there's no use arguing over motivations right now. It's good that you took the blade. You'll need it to do your job.
Alright. Talk about the mirror.
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's definitely... There isn't.
I'm sure the princess would tell us there was a mirror if she were up here.
In which case she'd be lying to you because...
Alright. Why would you lie about that? What's the point?
Exactly. Why would I...
Alright, this whole cabin's different.
Very different.
Is it? I can't say I was paying much attention to the scenery last time around.
Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. So focus up.
Approach the mirror.
Walk up this really...
Wipe it clean.
You reach forward, but it was there...
And now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather out of place.
That's funny that they reference the feather at this point. I don't think I ever got this line. Otherwise it would have stuck out to me. But yeah, we do have feathers. Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice. It's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I can hear wedding bells already. I've held my tongue till now, but you're taking this a little too far.
Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember, you walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall.
My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment.
You know she can't hear you, right?
She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit.
Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing.
And she called us a hero.
Flattery really goes a long way with the two of
I
you.
love
doesn't
this
it?
sequence. She did say the exact thing that would appeal to both of them.
Waiting for you to come back.
That's right, villain. And you killed us. Well, only because he made us try and kill her.
And you've died before. So
Now, hold on. If she actually ended a world, are you sure we want to do this? Are you sure we want to rescue her?
Okay, so Hero's doubting this a little bit. You killed me last time and it hurt a lot. Why'd you do that?
I'm sorry. Didn't you want me to?
Did we? We warned her of the cruel forces seizing our body.
she made the best decision for her.
Did you end the world after you killed me back there?
I don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world? Would that have made you happy?
Yeah.
Isn't that just like our darling princess? She wants to make us happy. My heart melts further with every word that passes through her beautiful lips.
Are you listening to her? That's a confession.
Honestly, the world sucks. People are a plague, and I hope you brought a slow and painful ruin to them all. Actually, let's remain silent.
The princess's eyes quiver as she waits for your response.
I didn't end the world?
Interesting.
I didn't end the world.
She's clearly just saying what she thinks you want to hear.
Yeah.
Or she's innocent. How could a beauty like her be capable of ending the world? It's not rational.
What happened after I died?
You died, and now we're talking.
Yeah. Alright, let's slay her.
Blade in hand, you run the princess down.
Oh, she's just gonna take it.
Wait, no! You barbarian, what do you think you're doing?
But you ignore the pleas of the foolish little voice and press on. The princess's eyes grow wide with terror as you approach, but she does absolutely nothing
Oh,
to stop you.
it feels so bad. It's like stabbing a puppy.
Your blade pierces her heart, and she collapses pathetically to the ground.
I'm sorry. Did I do something wrong?
That hurt so much. Like, I think I find the routes where there's a great power difference between you and the princess to be like particularly telling, because in those routes there's just the unhealthy relationship dynamics really come to the forefront. Like here she just takes it if you stab her, and she just like still acts like it's her fault, right? And that's so upsetting.
No, my love, you did nothing wrong. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Not you.
I'm going to die now. I think that's what you want.
Oh no.
And just like that, she's dead. And the world is saved. Thank you for seeing this through. I know it must have been...
Lady killer, slaying an innocent. Oh boy.
I feel sick.
Yeah, that's awful.
Sick. You took part in the murder of the fairest creature that's ever lived. And you merely feel sick. I, for one, am absolutely distraught. Grief-stricken. Inconsolable.
Oh boy.
You'll get over it. You just saved everyone.
Smitten's gonna kill us now.
Get over it. You smarmy ass. There's nothing in the world worth getting over it for. We might as well just end it all.
You raise the blade, aiming the point directly towards your heart. Excuse me? No, you absolutely do not do that. Yeah, let's not make any rash decisions. We should give ourselves a minute, take a deep breath, and...
Goodbye.
Rash. The only rash decision we've made was running our cursed blade through her heart. This is far from rash. This is measured. This is the only thing left for us to do now that she's gone.
Oh boy. Alright. Let's save here. No!
Exactly. You're not doing this. All of you may have previously thought that my passions were too great to stifle, but those were merely passions of joy. My passions of sorrow run deeper than the ocean itself, and you'll find that they are
far more unstiflable. Haven't you? Haven't you all?
Unstiflable.
Don't believe this. What? What don't you believe? You plunged the blade into your own heart and collapsed to the floor.
I guess we didn't have a choice.
You can't be serious. Why are you helping him? I'm not. He just made it happen. I'm sorry.
That's right. You're all sorry.
Oh boy.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
The Grey. Ooh. New chapter.
You're on a path in the woods.
Whoa.
Monster. Do you think just because we've returned to the woods you've earned my forgiveness? Our beloved had best be alive and well when we return to the cabin, or you'll never know the end of my wrath.
Smitten takes control of us more than any other voice, I feel like. Because he only shows up specifically for the damsel route. And then maybe when there's like a bunch of voices that are present. And in almost every damsel route, he does his own thing.
She won't be alive and well when we return to that cabin, because she's dead. We killed her.
Oh, the cold and the smitten.
You killed her, and so I killed you.
And you clearly didn't do a good enough job. I'm still here.
Oh, and I'm still here too. If you lot get to be blessed with seemingly eternal life, that must mean she's still there, waiting for us to throw ourselves at her feet in remorse.
I doubt it. I think I'm better at killing than you are.
Oh, cold. Is this the first grave you've seen? Yep. And this is the last, I've seen every single vessel now at this point. Well, I haven't seen the Grey yet, but this is the first time I've been here.
So you've been here before. Of course you've been here before. What count is it this time? 2? It's our 3rd. What gave it away?
Your open discussions. I couldn't care less what he knows. Every second we stand around arguing in the woods is a second that I'm anxiously worrying about her. Take us to the cabin and take us there now. With each passing moment, our relationship may be damaged even further, though I fear the rift between us may already be permanent.
Oh, there's 2 versions of the Grey, depending on where I get there from. So I guess I could have gotten there from the prisoner, huh?
And if it is permanent, then what? You'll kill us again.
Alright.
Oh, you just wait and see. My vengeance will echo the depths of my bereavement.
Don't provoke him. I prefer if we didn't die again. I'm not fond of dying. Why not? You've already done it twice.
It was unpleasant.
It was only unpleasant because you think it's supposed to be unpleasant.
I'll make you feel what I feel if it's the last thing I do. And mark my words, you won't like it when it happens.
Okay, let's rewind a little bit there. Because it's only unpleasant because you think it's supposed to be unpleasant. So, like, once again, it's the theme of death not being a terrible thing. Which, you know, I personally don't think it's a terrible thing. However, this game really wants you to think that, even though the narrator is saying over and over again that death is horrible, that we should get rid of it. Like, this sort of theme is just present all over, right? That it's good for things to end. And that is good in the sense that, like, eternal cycles of suffering should be ended. And that I think it should also apply to the idea that unhealthy relationships should be ended. However, when it comes to you and the princess, the game doesn't seem to want you to think that that your relationship with the princess should end, right? Which is a little bit incongruent with the whole theme of the thing. But I guess it's because the idea of things should end can be applied to all of the endings. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, let's keep going.
Oh, how exciting.
to see you try.
Can I? Well, I'm not just going to try. I'm going to actually do it.
I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, we're just gonna kill ourselves before we even see her.
Good. I am too. Can I talk now? Yes, I can. Great. Now that you're listening, let me remind you that if you're here in the woods, it means that the princess is not dead, and that her very existence currently poses a direct threat to the entire world.
Alright, let's talk about how different this place is.
If this isn't the same path in the woods you're used to, that means that her influence is already spreading and you're running out of time. Wait. But if her influence is spreading, that means there's hope. That means our beloved is waiting up there for us, ready to make amends. Yes, I already told you that she's alive. Don't mind him. I don't think he's doing too well. I'm doing better than any of you. I'm doing great. She's alive. Influence doesn't require life. But if things restarted, why wouldn't she be alive? Who said they restarted? All they've done is changed. I shan't listen to the vile mutterings of you serpents. Onward! Our living, breathing princess awaits us.
What happens if we don't go to the cabin?
She'll find a way out eventually, and again he makes her out to be a monster. I'm tired of all this slander. She's never hurt anyone in her life except for us, and that was our fault.
The game does go into the fact that sometimes leaving is the healthier option, but one point I feel it falls flat is in Happily Ever After. I don't like the dance. Oh, I love the dance though. I think the dance in Happily Ever After is appropriate because it's actually the least toxic of all the relationships. I really do, because she stabs you because your body is possessed. Reasonable, right? Then when she tries to leave and you say, hey, why don't we stay here? And then, well, and then the smitten like rips open your own chest and then kills ourselves. Like, she actually accepts that and decides to stay, right? Now, I mean, to be fair, I think she's also afraid and being held hostage. But ultimately, this is the one where the hero and the princess actually make an effort to understand each other and then come to a compromise. And it's the one route where even the narrator says, okay, fine, like, this is horrible, you guys should just go free, right? Yeah, it is us doing that. So I think that is the one ending where I am happy that the relationship doesn't end. You know what I mean?
We don't know that. She could have done all sorts of things we weren't around to see. Turn around and leave, go to the cabin. I'm fine with either. So long as we don't just do the same thing again. That would be boring.
Alright. I'm the one in charge here, and if we slay her again, you are not going to make us kill herself. Is that clear?
Oh, it's clear, you murderer. Though I should remind you that you're not as in charge as you seem to think you are.
Yeah.
I'm sure his outburst last time was just a fluke. I wouldn't worry about it. Besides, if he kills us again, he kills us again. It doesn't matter. He'll tire out eventually.
Cold versus smitten is very interesting. It's like, which one of these is true, right?
Spoken like a true cynic. Enough bickering. Just stay focused and get to the cabin.
No. I'm having fun. Alright, let's proceed.
I'm sure you've already heard my words of warning in one of your past lives. You've already managed to slay her once, just don't muck it up this time, alright? Oh, we'll muck it up alright. We'll get our happy ending, even if it damns each and every person who's ever lived. Whatever you do, don't let him influence a single decision. He's clearly lost it.
He's
I hate
insufferable.
arguing with him on anything, but I really don't like being at the whims of someone so unstable. It's stressful. Yes, having all those feelings isn't very productive, is it? But we're just passengers here. Why stress over something you can't control? You're saying that like stress is just something you can turn off. It is. It's easy. Whatever happens, happens. Are you even alive? What's the point of doing anything if you're not going to feel a single...
The thought occurs to me that all of the voices are coping mechanisms, right? Especially coping mechanisms developed in unhealthy traumatic relationships, right? The smitten is the fawning response. Someone who's just gonna fall in love and stay in love with the person no matter what they do. Then we have the cold, someone who just like shuts down their emotions. We have the hunted, someone who's just afraid and reactive, right? What else? I'm sure it extrapolates out. Like the skeptic and the contrarian, maybe not so much, huh? I think the skeptic and contrarian and the stubborn, they're all the ones who deal out the abuse rather than receive it, right? So the skeptic's gonna question everything, including the relationship, right? The contrarian is just unpredictable and constantly changing moods, right? Or changing their actions, being inconsistent to the other person. Yeah. And the stubborn, of course, is going to be stubborn and just constantly getting into fights and wanting to win.
I don't know. I just exist. And that's fine with me. This is horribly unproductive. The cabin and your extremely important destiny await.
Yeah, contrarian tries to distance himself a lot. And then the opportunist, of course, is self-explanatory.
The interior
Whoa!
of the cabin feels dry and brittle. Ancient dust-covered wooden beams hold up a crumbling ceiling like mummified ribs, each elegantly carved detail of the stately building preserved in an extended stasis. Everything here has been kept safe and dry and lifeless.
She's right there.
But you're not alone. You can feel something watching you. There is a figure faintly outlined against the dusty wood of the far wall. Is that her? Our beloved. So she does live.
I don't know if that counts as living.
She doesn't look very alive to me. Before you can make a move, the figure is gone, vanishing behind the door on the far side of the room. The door at the end of the room, but there isn't a door, it's just that damn mirror again. Ah, yes, the mirror. So we can see the monster we've become. If it even lets us look before it vanishes too. The mirror? Is this some kind of joke? Did you all plan this out before dying? There is no mirror. There's the door to the basement, the table, and the pristine blade. Huh. That's strange. There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Why isn't there a pristine blade?
Smitten is able to take it away from us. This happened last time too.
Maybe it's gone because we've already killed her with it. Perhaps it's gone because an oh-so-deserved guilt has started to worm its way into each and every one of you. Perhaps all of you do feel just as bad as I about what we've done. Though if you felt the oppressive guilt I feel, we would have manifested that weapon directly into our heart.
Oh, please don't do that.
I suppose it doesn't matter why the blade is gone, but you're going to have to find it if you're going to do this right. So why don't you march over to that door and make your way down to the basement?
But there is no door.
As if something as flimsy as a missing door would stop us on our sacred quest. Cross the room, find our way back to her, make things right. You're clearly hallucinating, but I'd rather not get into it with you right now. The door to the basement is on the far side of the room, whether you can see it or not.
Alright, approach.
You make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You must think you're looking at that mirror you mentioned earlier. It's still so hazy. We should try and clean it off. Yes. Trying to touch it does seem to be the magic spell to get it out of our way. It's time for all of you to see what we've become. Reach forward and place your hand on the door to the basement. The handle is just a little to your right, and a little down.
Thank you.
So much for our reflection. We didn't need to see ourselves anyway. I'm much more interested in seeing other things. I see. We are too hideous for even a mirror to behold.
It contrasts really well with
still see some good in us.
contrasts really well with Scarlet Hollow, the other game made by these devs. Recently played it for the first time, like last week. Oh, cool. I should check it out at some point.
No way left to go but down.
Let's go. Let's meet the Grey.
The door to the basement creaks
Hello.
open, revealing an antique staircase lit by weak torchlight. The air here is so stale it practically stands still, as if the very molecules of this place have been fossilized, trapped for eons until your arrival. Even the blaze of the torches can't penetrate the odorless air, as if they'd run out of fuel to burn ages ago, their light still flickering more out of habit than from adhering to a physical reality.
I found the blade. It's right there.
A wispy figure watches you from the bottom of the stairs, face veiled in shadow. There she is again. My love. She's just an old memory. Your eyes lock for a brief moment, then she vanishes around the corner.
Yikes. It's amazing, arguably better than the one even now, and it's still in early access. Cool. Interesting. I think we have a lot to talk about.
You receive no response. Do you think she's upset with us?
She would be.
Like being here unarmed after what happened last time, I feel so exposed. Of course she's livid, and with good reason.
I have decided what I want to do with her.
You aren't helping. Are you scared of a little ghost? What's she going to do? Look at us until we feel bad? She can look all she wants. It won't do anything. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A skeletal body lying in a heap on the floor, her wrist still bound to the wall by a heavy chain.
Wearing a wedding dress, huh?
This cell is a dark and isolated place, with not so much as a window to allow starlight to penetrate the gloom.
Aww.
See? She's dead. No! What foul trickery is this? How can this be? We just saw her alive and well a moment ago, floating away transparently.
Yep.
Whatever we saw was a ghost. Thought we were all on the same page. Do try to keep up. Your thoughts are interrupted by the sound of a slamming door and a clicking lock.
Alright, I guess we're fighting for our life.
You turn to see the shade of the princess staring down at you from the top of the stairs, clutching a brightly burning torch.
Oh, time to kill both of us?
Where the blade is. It's already in her heart. And yet she isn't dead. She is dead. Have you never heard of a ghost before? Oh, for the love of... Can we not waste time arguing over the semantics of what is and isn't dead? She is clearly conscious. She clearly just slammed the door on you, and she clearly has a weapon. Your pristine blade sticking out of her chest. This is extremely bad. Catastrophic, even.
Okay, let's listen to the narrator this time.
Yeah, dead or not, what are we supposed to do about her? Slaying or destroying, if we want to be a little more death neutral, seems off the table. We make amends. She obviously still holds us in her heart. She's bearing a torch for us and everything. But she hasn't said anything. Are you sure she can talk like this?
You came back. I missed you.
Oh no.
That angelic voice. I missed you too, my beloved.
I don't want to kill her.
You sure snapped back to your old self quick. Yes, Seeing her dazzling countenance again has reignited the warmth in my heart. I have found it in me to forgive the sins this body has committed. We can have our perfect romance after all.
This is a bad place. We're supposed to be together, but it keeps making us hurt each other.
The torch falls from the princess's hand and bounces down the stairs.
It'll be so much better when it's gone.
Oh, she wants to burn the place.
The skeletal wood of the basement, perfectly dry after uncountable years of desiccation, immediately catches fire.
She's trying to kill us.
She's trying to kill the place, which is us.
Misplaced escalation of her passions, but clearly she still cares for us. I say we burn with her.
She's locked us in. Okay, let's try to survive. Why did you close the door? Let me out. I'm gonna burn. I think we need to kill her. Let's rush for the blade.
As you rush up the stairs towards the princess, the entire cabin erupts into a raging inferno. You push through the flames, trying to ignore the choking hot air filling your lungs. You manage to reach her, your hand wrapping around the hilt of the blade. But the metal is already blistering hot. Your hand sizzles as it melts on contact. You can't so much as pull away, your nerves seizing up as they're fried, the bones of your hand fusing in place around the weapon.
And we're gonna die like this, huh? With our hand on the dagger that stabbed her.
The princess, smiling warmly as her skin bubbles away, places her hand on yours and clutches it.
Oh my gosh. Smiling warmly, huh?
The pain is unbearable at first. Every inch of you screams as your flesh is stripped away, your muscles stiffening as they're cooked, your blood boiling in your veins. But it isn't long before the flames take your nerves, and with them, your ability to feel much of anything.
Well, I guess we're both going together.
See? That wasn't so bad. It was so bad.
Somehow, nothing is so much worse.
You'll get used to it. There are still the feelings of the heart. Those never go away.
Oh, they always do in the end. You just haven't experienced enough. Eventually, you'll want them to stop too. You'll make them stop. Trust me.
The princess's smile never fades. Her skin peels away, and then her muscle, until all you can see is her charring skull, locked in an eternal grin.
Wow.
It's very romantic, really. We got our happy ending after all.
Okay.
We can die happy.
If you say so, Smitten. I guess we are happily ever after. All right.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Whew. Let's save here. And I think it's time to call it. I haven't decided what I'm streaming next week. I'm gonna say probably not Slay the Princess, because at this point it's just a matter of hunting down like all of the routes I haven't visited, and that's a lot of just fast forwarding. I'll probably pick some kind of mystery adventure game of some kind. But I have really enjoyed my experience with Slay the Princess, and I am looking forward to playing more of this, but probably on my own. We have seen all of the princesses now, and there's a few more things to explore. Return to my beginning, slay her once and for all. Go back to where it all started, huh? Alright. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you all next time. Please like and subscribe. And this is not the end. This is just a new beginning.